Hello, welcome or welcome back to Unveiling University. My name is Carly and I'm a third year education student at the University of Maine in Orono. Today we're going to be talking about online classes. They may seem like an easier option to satisfy your credit requirements or fill in that gen ed, but staying on top of the work can be challenging. Today I will share 5 tips to help you successfully manage your online courses, so let's jump right on in. Number one is scheduling a time block for the course. Some online courses are live, so there's already a time set aside for you to do some of the learning, but other courses are completely asynchronous, so there is no fixed schedule except the due dates that might be posted. If your course is asynchronous, make sure that you choose a time period or two every week to devote to completing the work for that course, which might include watching videos, reading online textbook, doing online homework, a lot of different aspects that go into it. So make sure you schedule enough time for yourself, because otherwise it can be really easy to forget that that class exists. Similarly, tip number 2 is to write a list of all of your assignments. During an online course, you don't have to go to a class where a teacher will remind or maybe even nag you to get your work done. Instead, you might receive online notifications a few days before an assignment is due, but you can't even rely on that. Because you can't rely on your professor telling you when your assignments are due, it's really helpful to keep a running checklist with the deadlines to stay on track. Or you could also plug these due dates into your planner. Tip number 3 is to not wait until the last minute. Even though technology is very capable, things sometimes still go wrong and you might struggle to submit your completed work on time if you wait until the last minute just because of technical errors. But you might also procrastinate and underestimate the time your assignments will take and incur late penalties, which you want to avoid. A big benefit, in my opinion, of online courses is that you often have the ability to work ahead, which I totally recommend you take advantage of, because this way you can get your online coursework out of the way for when your in-person assignments are due, because you usually have less time to get those done. Tip number 4 is to avoid doing work in bed. I know that it's super tempting. I always really want to do that. But I feel like I'm just never as productive because my energy is low and all I want to do is just fall asleep. But when it comes time to sleep, your body doesn't really quite realize that you're now trying to go to sleep because you've been sitting in your bed doing work so much. Your body doesn't necessarily associate your bed in your bedroom as a sleeping environment rather than a working environment. So that's why I'd recommend you try not to do work in your bed. I understand that it's not always possible and desk chairs aren't really comfortable. But if you can get out into the library and try to do your work there most of the time, I would definitely recommend it. Finally, tip number 5 is don't forget there are still so many options to help you. Even though it might feel like you're alone when you're taking an online course because you aren't interacting face to face with the professor or other classmates, you're not alone. There's probably at least 20 other students in your class, and the professor is also there to help. You can email your professor or a classmate, set up like a study group with some of your classmates. Even if maybe they're not in that exact online section as you might know people from other classes who are taking the same class or a very similar class that you could still get together and study with. You could set up a tutoring appointment, or you could even find alternative resources online if you really need that help. So there are my 5 tips for surviving online courses. Good luck this semester, and thank you for watching as we unveil university every step of the way.